And welcome to another edition of Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 28-year veteran of comic, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and other role-playing games and stuff as a writer, editor, and artist. And tonight we're going to be reviewing or previewing the most recent previews catalog, which just came out, and we're going to take a look at a variety of creator-owned independent titles to review. Not because I don't want to review Marvel or DC titles, but one, DC is no longer in the Diamond catalog, and Marvel is a separate catalog, really, from Diamond's previous catalog. So what I'll do is I'll review the Marvel and DC stuff probably on Wednesday, but we also go with what I bought in this week for this upcoming week. Okay. So before we go any further, I'll have to go do our usual review of notices. And in accordance with the copyright regulations, this episode of Quoth Raven is intended for ages 16 and up. While some of the content we'll feature is kid-friendly, the context of the issue is to address adults and inform them of said content for them to research as consumers in service of their youth. In other words, parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers, librarians, etc. There is the possibility of adult language present on the episode as well. Rated TV 16 and up. So let's hop right to it and get into the reviews or previews of previews. Like I said, why not mention Marvel DC? Because DC's not in previews anymore since they're not care about Diamond, and Marvel doesn't really grab my attention, but we'll do it later on Wednesday. Let's start with Image Comics. Image Comics has a number of new series being listed this month, all with no risk number one incentives. That means there's an order form for retailers to look at for the details, but it's pretty much a buyback program, if I'm not mistaken. But if someone wants to correct me on that, if they know if there's some other thing, fine. This means that these number ones will be likely to be well promoted in stores, and these books will be coming, even though they're being solicited right now, they'll be coming out in April on the actual market. The first book is Geiger number one by Jeff Johns, writer, artists Gary Frank and Brad Anderson. This was supposedly this book was going to be the one that everybody's having a kind of a conniption for about a couple weeks ago because it was supposed to be at DC and they took it over to Image. I don't know if that's really true or not. I think it's probably something that was planned to be at Image all along, but I don't know. Anyway, it's set years after a nuclear war has ravaged the planet Earth, and it's kind of like a Mad Max type storyline with some character out there who's gonna, wander around and experiment and meet up all the crazy mutants and whatever that are out there in the wastelands. I'm not probably going to get it, but it is Jeff Johns, and he's one of the more popular writers in comics today. So I'm just making sure people know about it. The next one is The Old Guard: Tales Through Time, number one of a 6-issue miniseries, written by Greg Rucka and Andrew Wheeler. I don't know if Andrew Wheeler is who I think it is, but the Andrew Wheeler I'm thinking of is a well-known book critic for science fiction and fantasy. So if it's him co-writing with Greg Rucka, that's interesting. The artist is Leonardo Fernandez and Jacopo Camagni. And it's an anthology type product that's going to feature quite a few different writers and artists involved in the book, and that might be interesting to see. But again, I'm kind of iffy on it. I'm not sure I'm getting this one, but it is something worth mentioning. They've also got Helm Grey Castle #1 of 4 by Henry Barajas and Ramat Hindoko and Brian Valenza. The artwork looks interesting for this, but I don't know what to think about it in a way because it's they're doing the kind of political watchword. I mean, with the Latinx, whatever. I guess there's going to be characters that are either there's going to be LGBTQ in there probably, and if there are, fine. I don't really care one way or the other. I don't think anybody should care. But you know, I don't know. To me, it's just the Latin or Hispanic or whatever. But whatever. Um, I'm probably going to look at this when it comes out on the shelves, but I'm not going to pre-order it. Home #1 of 5. Again, Julio Anta and Ana, I can't even pronounce that one. Wieszik, I apologize. It's an interesting story option here, or concept, because it's about a young boy who's taken away from his parents while seeking asylum at the U.S. border, and you know he's getting superpowers just as he's taken away. So it's quite it's going to be one of those things where we just find out what's going on with. They're clearly going with recent events, current events, with immigrants having their children separated because our ex president was a dick. But maybe this would have been more suited 6 months ago while he was still in office. I don't know, but we time them when we schedule them how we schedule them. I don't know how long it's been in development. So it comes out on April 14th, and we'll see how it goes. I'll check again. It's a book. Didn't really grab my interest, but it's something that I know people are going to be talking about, and that you should probably take a look at. I'll take a look at it when it comes in the shelves. I'm just not going to pre-order it. The Silver Coin, #1 of 5 by Chip Zdarsky and Michael Walsh. This is a new horror anthology miniseries from mature readers, with each issue telling a tale of terror within a shared supernatural world. And this one, it's about a failing rock band whose fortune suddenly changes when they find this silver coin, and it's the coin that he's playing the guitar with as a guitar pick. And I saw a lot of people already complaining about this piece because they didn't like the artwork by Walsh. I've already seen it on Facebook. I've already seen it on other social media. So I don't know how this is going to be received by audiences. In fact, that's an anthology. Again, a lot of anthologies get kind of defeated before they ever get out of the gate. I don't know what to think of it. I saw the preview work. I saw a lot of flaws in the artwork, but what I was seeing the complaints about was not about the flaws in the art. It was just basically personal taste stuff. I'm not going to shred the guy's work. I'd rather let people check it out and see what they think themselves. But when it comes out, if someone wants me to review it, I'll review it when it comes out in April. Then there's Summoner's War Legacy, number 1, which is by Justin Jordan and Luca Claretti. And that comes out April 28th. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one either. I'm probably going to pass on this one because I wasn't that interested in Reaver or Birthright. And the artwork looks interesting. The cover looks interesting. I'm just kind of being selective, I guess. I'll probably take a look at it just to be sure I don't want it, but I'm pretty certain I'm going to pass on it. Now, one series that did catch my eye and I am pre-ordering is Jules Verne's Lighthouse, written by David Hine and Brian Haberlin and drawn by Brian Haberlin and Gerard Van Dyke. Partly because it is based off of the works of Jules Verne. I want to see what they did with it. And it just has an interesting concept to me about a lighthouse out in outer space, in the edge of known dimensional space or whatever. And I'm just kind of interested to see where it goes more than anything else. Also from Image, I'll be getting Homesick Pilots number 5, which concludes the first story arc of that series. And that will probably be my final issue once this first story arc is done. I've read the first 2 issues so far, and it's okay, but it really isn't it isn't really blowing me away. Unless it picks up, I'm probably going to drop it at the end of this arc. And then I'll also get Deep Beyond number 3, which I don't believe Deep Beyond number 1 has come out yet. So until I can't really, it might have come out and I haven't read it yet. I don't know, but we'll see. Now from Dark Horse, wasn't a whole lot of stuff I saw. I'm getting Beasts of Burden, Occupy Territory number 1 of 4 by Evan Dorkin and Sarah Dyer. Because I always get Beasts of Burden. This is drawn by Benjamin Dewey, and that's okay, I guess. I wish that it was Jill Thompson instead, but it is what it is. It should be okay as long as it's with Evan and Sarah writing it should be all right. Basically, it's this is an 8-time Eisner Award-winning comic book series. It's about animals who talk and are part of magical defenders of what goes on in Burden, town of Burden. But this particular story is about an earlier story of the occult battling pack of wise dogs, talking about when he was alive in World War II, which is kind of weird because it's modern stuff. Dogs don't live that long, but then again, they are magical creatures. So there you go. So it should be interesting to see where it goes. Orphan and the 5 Beasts, number 204 by James Deco. I ordered number 1 last month, so I'm going to go ahead and order number 2. Resident Alien, Your Ride's Here, number 6 of 6. This is the series finale issue. I did watch the new series on Sci-Fi. I did watch the premiere. It's nothing like the comic. I don't know what to really make of the TV show. It's interesting, but it's definitely not the comic. And I'm not quite sure I'm not sure I'm going to really stick with the TV show like I have with the comic book. And lastly is Grendel's Devil's Odyssey, number 5 of 8. I don't even know if number 4 actually came out. I'll have to look in my collection. But this series was delayed because of COVID. It's been on delay since COVID started, so it's finally back. Hopefully, we'll start seeing this regularly, and hopefully the readers will order it and retailers will order it and not have forgotten about it. It's been about almost a year since the last issues came out. From IDW, I'll be getting these 3 titles that you see here. Yosaki Yojimbo's Wanderer's Road, number 6 of 6, and Yosaki Yojimbo 19. You guys regularly watch my show. You know I'm a big fan of Yosaki Yojimbo. Not that Stan Sakai can do no wrong, but it's pretty darn unlikely he's going to do anything wrong. Kanto and the City of Giants, number 1 of 3, by David M. Booher, and I can't read the print, unfortunately. It got messed up when I scanned it. Let me see if I can grab the book real quick here and check that out. Let's see. Sebastian Perez, which is not the regular artist that has been doing the book, so that's interesting. Okay, so there's that one. I'm also getting Chained to the Grave, number 3 of 5, by Brian Lovell and Andy Eckenbach, writers and artist Kate Sharon. Those are the ones I'm getting from IDW this month. And other titles that might be of interest to viewers from IDW are the Star Wars Adventures titles. Now, of course, IDW does other things like My Little Pony, Transformers, Star Trek, G.I. Joe. So, I'm not saying there isn't anything else from IDW. I just tend to go more with the creator-owned stuff, more so than I do their licensed properties. My Boom selections for this catalog are Origin 6 of 6, which I've been getting, and Something is Killing the Children, which I've been getting in trades. I've already reviewed Origins and Something is Killing the Children. You can check out my reviews on those series in past episodes of the show. The May Death of Layla Star, number 1 of 5. I'm not pre-ordering it, but I will give it a look when it comes out. That Boom guarantee is kind of like that deal with Image with the no risk thing. If you don't sell it enough, you can return it, I guess. It's going to be interesting to see where they come up with it. Aftershock has several new titles listed this month. Project Patron, Phantom on the Scan, Girls of Dimension 13 and more. I'm getting Bequest number 2 because Freddie Williams, mostly. I might get Girls of Dimension 13 number 1 as well. It looks kind of like, I don't know, all girls Scooby-Doo. Or Josie and the Pussycats with a dog that's like Scooby-Doo or something, and they're fighting Mystery Incorporated, but they're all witches or something. So, it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. Brett Blevins is a really good cartoonist, so I'm interested to see what they do with this. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. It's got a good creative team overall. Graham Nolan is just starting out. He's not just starting out. He's been around as a veteran, but he's just starting to get known for his writing. He's mostly an artist most of his career, but lately he's been doing a lot of creator-owned stuff. He's been doing some writing. Again, Brett's longtime veteran. The Boz Chronicles. He did a run on New Mutants back in the 80s. Colorist is Greg Wright. I'm presuming that's Gregory Wright, who is former Marvel colorist in the 80s and editor in the early 90s for Marvel. So it should be a good quality creative team on that book. Mm-hmm. 'Cause And then in the back of the catalog, from first second, I'm ordering Volume 3 of Astronaut Academy, Splashdown by Dave Roman. Now, the reason I'm only ordering number 3 and not all 3 books is because I already have 1 and 2. Well, I've got them from a previous run, and they're in black and white. These are all apparently going to be in full color. So this is, a re-release of Zero Gravity and Reentry in full color, as well as Splashdown being in full color. Now, I'm not going to get the first 2 books in color because I already got the first 2 books and stories in black and white. So I'm good with that. But this is a very good series, top-notch 4.5 to 5-star series. I reviewed the first 2 in season 1 of Quoth the Raven. It's episode 5 of Return of All Ages Comics. So be sure to go back and check my archives if you want to learn more about the series. From Mad Cave Studios, there's Stargazer and Villainous. These are the trade collections of the miniseries. I've been reviewing these in their individual issues for the last couple of months. So you can check out my archives for any reviews and learn more about them. Both of them have been, 3.5 to 4.5 stars pretty much on a consistent basis. I've enjoyed them. I think most people would enjoy them. They're definitely a teenage, like 13 and up type books, but I have nothing to complain about for either one of those. So if you've been thinking about getting them, or you saw the reviews in the past and you couldn't find them because your singles weren't available at your comic shop, now's a chance to pre-order them in the trade paperback. From Scout Comics, I'll be getting Galactic Rodents of Mayhem. That's partly because I missed their crowdfunding cutoff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to take a look at Locust number 1. I don't know for sure on that one. Snatch number 1 should be interesting again. And Stake number 2 I'm going to get for certain because I just got Stake number 1 like in the last week. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, so I'll be reviewing that shortly on the show. Not today, but in a future episode. So unless it's a really, really bad book, I'm going to pick up number 2. It's Alive Comics has Holler number 3. You can check the video archives for the Jeremy Massey interview and reviews for Holler. I believe I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure it was like episode 37 maybe. But it's the one that's got Jeremy and oh shoot, I can't think of their names, but I got multiple guests on that show, so check for it on the second season. And then there's Strange Attractors by Mark Sherman and Michael Cohen. This originally came out in the 90s. The retro variant cover is the actual original cover from the 90s. That I have already for this one. I'm reordering it for the Wood cover. That's Terry Sue Wood or Teresa Challenger, who is a friend of mine. She's most well known for her work on Wandering Star, her career-owned series, as well as her series Dark Light. So I'm going to get that cover. And, it was a cool series when it came out in the 90s. I'm thinking came out around 96 or 97, I'm thinking, originally. But it was a cool series then, and I think people should check it out again. And to close out this episode, I'm also getting Tarna #5 from Heavy Metal Comics with Stephanie Phillips and Al Barrionuevo with Christian Ward for the cover art. And also of note is The Only Living Girl, Volume 1 in the School for Extraterrestrial Girls, Volume 1 from Paper Cuts Comics. I've already gotten these 2 books in trade from the 40s, or just resolicits. Season 2, episode 37 for Extraterrestrial Girls. And The Only Living Kid series was reviewed actually on a different network. So if you want to know more about the School for Extraterrestrial Girls, go back to Season 2, episode 37 in my archives. And that is pretty much what I'm getting for previews this month. Now, I will come back and look through this more seriously on Wednesday. This is the Marvel section of the previews catalog. There's a variety of number ones, and of course there's Venom 200, which is advertised on the cover. That's going to be a big item for most people. There's the Marvels #1 by Busiek and Yildiray Snar. That's probably a good buy. Mighty Valkyries #1 of 5 by Jason Aaron and Torin Grombeck, I guess. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But, there's a lot of number ones to check out. And so I'll go through this catalog again and do that. And I'll also look online for the DC catalog, because you kind of have to go online to look at DC stuff, since they don't send you a booklet anymore. So that's what I'll do on Wednesday. But tomorrow, Monday, we will have comics news and reviews, which will be the comics I previewed on Wednesday of last week, and a bunch of extra stuff. Might have some extra news as well. I'll also be doing a question and answer, so tomorrow's show will be a little bit extra long. On Wednesday will be what you get this week. What did you get this week? And that's when I'll do the Marvel and DC previews as well for this month. Thursdays, we have our Roundtable Talk, guest night, topical discussion. And on Fridays, we have genre night. Usually it's supposed to be each week is a different genre, sometimes with guests. It started out that we had 2 weeks in a row of horror, and I'm going to go ahead and do 2 weeks in a row of science fiction. And so this Friday, I'll be doing science fiction as well. So if you want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, on Twitter at LewisBrightRave2, at DeviantArt.com/BrightRaven. Quoth the Raven, Lewis Brightraven, at YouTube, Quoth the Raven, LBR2 at gmail.com. And it's supposed to be Lewis Brightraven at yahoo.com. I still keep forgetting to fix that. I have to fix that graphic as soon as I get off the air here. So anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll see you guys on Monday afternoon sometime. Okay, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.